Mark Kaufman for WhiskyWhistle, the Chita Japanese single grain whiskey. Will this one satisfy your penchant for Japanese whiskey? And what's the best way to serve it? Find out here on the WhiskyWhistle. Hello and greetings, my whiskey curious friends. Today here on WhiskyWhistle, we're going to be looking at the Chita, a Japanese single grain whiskey. Let's go and get that poured. I've got a sample. This is actually from myself. Well, I can't get this open. Oh, come on now. Cha! What do I do? Oh my God. Okay, got it. All right. Well, I had to do it uptight because it had to get all the way from Korea to Winnipeg. So there we go. This is 43% ABV. Yes, I bought the bottle. I bought it in Japan. That's the best place you should get it. In the UK, I think the best price is about 50 pounds. 50 pounds for a single grain whiskey with no age statement? All right, let's get that poured into my Yamazaki Distillery glass, which is fitting because they're both from Suntory. And we're going to start out with tasting the whiskey neat and then with a bit of water. And then I'm going to make a highball for you and we'll see which way is best to drink it. And we'll also find out whether or not this is a whiskey that you should be looking out for or whether you should just pass it up and find something else for yourself to spend your hard-earned money on. All right, anyway, so now before we get started, a couple cool things. Got a very interesting package in the mail just yesterday, and that was from somebody that many of you may know. And let me just make the reveal. I'll put that straight up. Okay, are you ready for this? Wow, look at that. All right, so this is Aquavite. This is Roy from Aquavite. This is his challenge coin, his whiskey hat. So what you can do is set it on top of your glass like so, and keep in all of those delicious smelling whiskey vapors so that you can have an increased event when you're smelling your whiskey. And but wait, there's more. What else did he send me? All right, so he sent me this great t-shirt. Look at that there. Isn't that awesome? All right, so thank you very much, Roy. And folks, if you have not subscribed to Roy over at Aquavite, head on over to his channel right now. Aquavite, A-Q-V-A, yep, V-I-T-A-E, that'll take you there. All right, should I wear this? That's what I'll do. Okay, bear with me for a second. So what do you think? Not the best thing to put over a dress shirt, but not bad, eh? Probably a white t-shirt would be better, or just my bare beefy arms from all that pumping iron that I do. All right, now before we get into looking at the color, one more thing I'd like to mention, that's the casking of this whiskey. We have ex-bourbon casks, sherry casks, and wine casks in the mix here to make the Chita over at Suntory, at the Chita Distillery, in fact. Okay, so let's check out the color first of all. I'm going to leave the whiskey hat on. All right, so a pretty nice lemony color. Can you get a sense of that there? What do you think there? To my eyes, yeah, this is a very light straw, slightly lemony hue, which tells me there's very little color in this at all. There might be a little bit since the batches are rather large, but very minimal or absolutely none at all would be my guess. Okay, so let's get on to, we want to look at, okay, well I'm going to take that off because I want to look at the legs as well. So we'll check out that whiskey hat one more time in a minute. And Rocky's sitting over here. He's wondering what's going on. Uh-oh. No, you're not going to throw up. Please don't throw up. Oh, yeah, he threw up. What were you eating? Oh. You're not coming on the show, buddy. Hope you're all right. All right, so let's check out the legs here. Now I can smell a nice vanilla scent coming through. Even something slightly like corn, in fact. Okay, let's check out the legs here. fairly slow, in fact. That's pretty interesting, indicating, well, maybe it's that influence of casks. Pretty nice looking legs. Okay, let's get onto the nose, and I will put on that whiskey hat just for a minute. And again, oh yeah, that's quite an interesting aroma. Something like this light corn or corn silk scent. I think I can smell those wine casks also, which is very interesting. And I've taken Ralphie's advice and also the advice of some people who think that, you know, there are good ways to drop a bit of weight if you want to. Anyway, so I do a bit of fasting now, again, intermittent fasting. And I've now been fasting for, I guess, about 15, 16 hours. And according to Ralphie, my nose should be more sensitive, as should my palate. So let's see if that's true. All right, so the nose for the Chita. Oh yeah, so there's a definite corn scent. We can stand that up for you. There. Corn, vanilla, even something kind of like candy corn. That's that kind of like a caramel, but it's not really that burnt sugar type of a flavor. Little bit of cinnamon. Nothing in the way of nutmeg. Some ginger. Fruit-wise, I'm getting a bowl of red grapes. Maybe some sliced pear. Plums, so fairly fresh fruit along with that little hint of baking spices and corn silk and that type of candy corn. Fairly nice nose. And having tasted some, smelled some, and tasted some very young whiskey lately, this tells me that it's actually not that young. It's got a fair bit of age, but it could use more. I'll just leave it at that. Okay, so we're going to taste that now. All right, cheers everybody. Hope you're doing well. Here we go. The palate falls through. It's light. It's fresh. Nice white and green fruits, along with those red grapes too. And definitely a candied note coming through on the palate too. And you know what? You can really tell it's Japanese whiskey. So I'm pretty sure that there could be some Mizunara, that's the Japanese oak, Mizunara casks involved in making this. And who knows, when they talk about wine casks, that could be some Japanese wine influence, I wonder. All right, so pretty good. Now I gotta put a bit of water in my glass. I forgot to do that. And some people like to use a pipette. That's kind of like an eyedropper. Some people use plastic eyedroppers that have graded measurements, 1 milliliter, etc., right on the little plastic tube. Those would work very nicely. Not very aesthetic in my opinion, but I really like my spoon. That's a 1.2 milliliter measure. And so if I don't make it overdo it, then I'll get about a milliliter there. So we'll put a milliliter of water in there. Stir it about. And maybe we'll let that sit again. It's not whiskey until it's shared. A very bold statement that that Roy has made. What do you think? Is whiskey not whiskey until it's shared? So what he means is, if you're drinking it alone, you're not drinking whiskey, I guess. I think that's what he's meaning. Anyway, so what do you think of this? It's not whiskey until it's shared. Interesting concept. I want to hear what you think about Roy's new, we'll call that his new motto. It's not whiskey until it's shared. What else does this say on there? Oh, well, if you'd like to watch his lives, he's live on YouTube every other Thursday at 21:45 UK, Greenwich time, UK time anyway. Don't follow Greenwich Mean Time because they have daylight saving. Now let's check out what's happened with water added. So I put 1 milliliter of water in there, as you know, and let's see what's happened to the nose. A little bit earthier, a little bit more malty. So it's taken a little bit of that fresh fruit edge off of the wine, off of the whiskey. And there's something a little bit more wine-esque coming through here. I wonder if that would have been a white wine barrel. That would be interesting. There's not too many white wine barrels being used out there. And the vanilla's been enhanced a little bit as well, so that's quite interesting. Okay, let's taste that now. The Chita with water. Cheers all. It's sweeter, but it's lost a lot of its flavors. A lot of the fresh fruit is gone. This reminds me quite a lot of some Canadian whiskeys too. Well, so my verdict for this one, the Chita, is that if you're going to have it, neat or with a few drops of water, I would say stick with it neat, in my opinion, and try it with water. You may like that. You may like that sweeter, maltier, slightly earthier smell and flavor rather than the bright fruits that you get when it's neat. The finish with water, in fact, I'm not sure if I talked about the finish much at all. My mistake. A bit dry. The ginger comes through. Again with water now, it's still got that sweetness to it. Without water, what I recall is that it still was quite dry, but it had a bit of candiness to it and a little bit of that fresh fruit as well. All right, so let's talk about the WhiskyWhistle whiskey score then for the Chita Japanese single grain whiskey. What's that going to be? Well, folks, the WhiskyWhistle score for the Chita, that's going to be 83 out of 100. You got it, that's right. 83 out of 100 is the WhiskyWhistle whiskey score for the Chita from Japan. For those people who watch WhiskyWhistle, of which there are a couple of thousand, 2,100 and I think 79 to be precise at time of recording. Thank you very much for subscribing. Right down there, okay. A pretty low score in terms of the whiskeys that I review. About 90 is where I would say that I will definitely buy it again, down to about, let's say, 87. Below that, I may never buy it again. I'm not sure if I will buy the Chita again. If I were to open a bar, then I definitely would, because Japanese whiskey is so popular. Now, one thing that I do love about the Chita, which I tried in Japan at some takoyaki restaurant, I believe, that is a Japanese highball. And we're going to do one right now, all right? So let's check that out together. I'm going to put that whiskey in there. I bet you were wondering what this glass was for, weren't you? And I'll put the rest of this in. I generally like 1.5 ounces in a highball. Okay, so we're down to about, I would say, around about 1.5 ounces there. Okay, that one's a goner. And to which I'll add some ice and some club soda. Let me get those big cubes I've got down here. Okay, whoa, that splashed. 2. This must be really noisy. add some other ones. There it is. There it is. Okay, now you may think that that's enough ice. Well, guess what? It isn't. Put a whole lot of ice into your glass, especially if you're doing a highball. If you're doing it in a low ball or a rocks glass, as it's otherwise known as, then of course you'll put a bit less. Am I done? No, I'm not done. There we go. Fill it pretty much right full with ice. And, oh yeah, here it is. I'm going to use a chopstick to stir that. And you want to stir it, and that'll cool down the whiskey. This is a bit quieter than before, isn't it? And you also notice that the level of ice is dropping as it gets melted. Okay, there. And you may want to add some more ice, and I'll just add a couple of drops there. And if you want to, you can add some lemon, okay? I like it without, but I'll try it with both just for you. Let's open up that club soda now. There we go. Canada Dry, nothing better, eh? And you want to fill it right full. And you can hear it. Can you hear it? Here. Oh, it's gone. Whoa. Okay, I spilled some. Anyway, you can hear the fizz of that club soda. And there is your Chita Highball. When you make that into a highball, the vanilla really comes to a crescendo, I find. And you know, it's a sugar-free drink, and it is nice and sweet, very refreshing. If you're in the northern hemisphere, let's say above 45 degrees, what's that, of latitude? Latitude, right? Latitude, yeah. Probably this is not the time for the Chita Highball. But if you are in a warmer climate, you would love this. This is a great alternative, say, to beer, if you're a beer drinker and a whiskey drinker, and a nice alternative to sweet soda pop mixers. So, all right, now let's try that with a bit of lemon. And should I squeeze it a bit? Just a little bit. Again, I prefer without, and I'll top it up just to help that mix in. Okay, so there's a Chita with a little slice of lemon. Very lemony. It smells like lemonade. This tastes like a sugar-free lemonade with vanilla added. That's what it tastes like. Very nice. All right, so that's the Chita Highball. That's probably my favorite serve for this. And would I buy this to make highballs with? Not if I'm going to be spending $50, 50 pounds UK, or if I'm spending $60 in USA and probably up to $100 here in Canada. I don't think that I would. If you go to Japan, however, you can get a bottle of the Chita for around about, I want to say about $20 US, about 2,000 Japanese yen. And I think that is a great value. All right, anyway, so if you're in Japan, definite buy, put one in your bag, take another with you on the airplane, and pay your duty. All right, and otherwise, if I would say, to me, if you are in the UK or USA and you want to try that because you're curious, split it with some friends and try it together. As Roy has said, it's not whiskey until it's shared, so that may be the best way to try Chita and not spend too much money on a single grain whiskey that's no age statement and 43%, which is not bad. I was recently thinking of a ranking for whiskeys, not the taste, not the smell, but of the age and whether or not it has color added, whether or not it's been chill filtered, and so on. And this would not score very high due to its high price. Excuse me. All right, anyway, so hope you enjoyed that. That was the Chita Japanese single grain whiskey here, reviewed on WhiskyWhistle. Well, tell me what you think. Have you tried the Chita? Leave a comment. And if you like this review, subscribe. And if you really want to get involved and help out the channel, if you want to influence me, then check me out on Patreon, patreon.com/WhiskyWhistle. Don't forget there's no E on WhiskyWhistle. All right, anyway, thanks for joining. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you for what's next. It'll be something great. What else? All right, take care. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching WhiskyWhistle. Be sure to subscribe, and don't forget to give this video a like and leave a comment down below. Be sure to stay tuned next time to join me, the host of the show, Mark, as I explore more whiskeys with you. Take care now, and we'll see you next time.